I wanna be that song that gets you high, makes you dance, makes you fall, that melody rewinds you.
Hey guys, so today I want to talk about something that I really want to hear your feedback on. Okay, so do any of you guys know who Frederick Patenaude is? So I first found him through his comedic video. It's like stuff raw vegans say or whatever. And it was so funny, and I looked and I saw that it was made like 5 years ago. So I thought that that was kind of crazy. But anyway, I went to his channel, and he's obviously a raw foodist, or he was. But he did a video talking about the 3 reasons why he's no longer a raw foodist. And I thought it was so interesting because none of them had to do with nutritional deficiencies, you know. That's a whole nother story. Anytime someone brings up nutritional deficiencies in raw veganism, it kind of, obviously it piques my interest, but I know that there's so many ways to get nutrients on any diet, but particularly raw veganism. I mean, you are literally eating the most nutrient-dense foods for every meal, and yet people always want to refute that. And I know that on any diet, you have to know what you're doing and how to make that the best diet possible. But anyway, I just thought it was interesting that he didn't say, oh, well, you can't get enough protein, you know? Because that seems to be, you know, people's first thoughts and stuff. But anyway, I want to talk about the 3 things he talked about. So he said number 1 was dental health. Or I don't remember the order he did, but one of the ones he talked about was dental health. And this is one that piques my interest because I think that this doesn't really have to do with the diet as much as just as it is your personal oral hygiene. And he said that it's because you eat a lot of sugar and acidic foods and stuff like that. But people in every other diet, all they eat are acidic foods. You know, meat, dairy, all of these things are very acidic in the mouth. And that's not to say that some fruits and vegetables aren't, especially if you are eating unripe fruit or vegetables. That does make the mouth acidic. But one thing that really helps this, no matter what diet you're on, is drinking alkaline water, because it also alkalizes the fluids, the saliva in the mouth, you know. And I brush almost 3 times a day. Most of the time it's 3, sometimes it's 2, and I brush my teeth twice a day. Now, that's not to say that I have perfect teeth. My whole life, if we want to talk about my personal teeth, you know, my whole life, starting when I was 7, I've always had cavities. And I actually am getting a cavity filled tomorrow, which I'm really nervous about because I don't like being numb. I don't like being shot up with drugs, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so I'm not perfect. My teeth aren't perfect, but I think that a lot of it has to do with also your parathyroid, because that's calcium utilization, and I think that having a healthy parathyroid goes into it. So there's so many things. But one thing he talked about was a lot of people in the raw food community don't use fluoride. And I don't use fluoride because I am aware that it is really, really bad for you. It calcifies your pineal gland. Hitler used it in World War II to like make all of his army zombies and stuff like that. I think it's a form of population control. I mean, we can put the tinfoil hat on all we want, but I just don't personally choose to use fluoride. Now, am I making a mistake? I don't think so, because I think that fluoride is so poisonous to the body. I've also heard that it absolutely does not prevent or doesn't help your teeth at all. Now, I know that a lot of people would disagree with that, and maybe I am wrong. Maybe I am making a mistake, but that's just something that I choose not to do. And I think, like, for example, this cavity that I have, I think that I would have had it no matter what diet I eat, because I think that it's just my personal body, you know, like maybe my parathyroid isn't as strong as it could be, because I know that some people don't ever brush their teeth. They've eaten a horrible diet with no nutrition almost, and they don't ever get cavities, or they don't floss their teeth, you know. So I don't know if that's really an argument against raw veganism. Now, number 2, he said, was social issues. He said that when you go raw, your life changes, and it changes your social construct. And I absolutely agree with that. But I think that it's a good thing, because if you're going into raw veganism for the right reasons, to be at the top of the echelon of health, the top of the health ladder, then you're going to not care what people think. And if you're around the right friends and family, then they're not going to care, you know? And ladies out there, I have learned from experience, if someone you're dating cares what you eat or makes it an issue, you know, obviously they're going to have to kind of learn about it and, you know, learn. But if someone like thinks it's like a negative thing or makes you feel bad about eating a certain way, then you need to leave them over here and move on, you know? But that's a whole nother story. So the point is that if you're around really good people, then they won't care what you eat, you know? So the social thing, I get it. It's harder to go out to restaurants. Although I think it's as hard as you make it. If you make it a big deal, if you freak out about going out, then it'll be harder. But you can get a salad pretty much anywhere. And if they don't have a salad or they don't have fruit or something, then you can not eat. Just sip on water, eat before. So the social thing, I get it, but at the same time, I don't. Because if you want raw veganism, then you're going to do it no matter what everything around you says or doing. Because we are living in a society that does not support health. It does not support raw veganism, for example. So we have to kind of learn to shimmy our way through this life and not let the social surroundings rule us, you know? And then the third thing he said was that it's hard to travel being raw. Now, I don't really refute that because I know that I've never even traveled outside of the country, but if I did, I can imagine that it would be a little bit difficult, maybe a lot difficult, depending where you're going, to eat raw. But for me personally, like let's say I was going to Ireland and it was entirely really impossible, maybe, to eat raw, then I would eat cooked vegan. You know, I'm not going to stop myself from going to Ireland or wherever because I can't eat raw, because you do have to get an abundance of fruits and vegetables on this diet. And if there's not a place where they have that, which I don't know because I think that fruits and vegetables are everywhere, but you know, I haven't traveled a lot, then I would eat like really healthy steamed vegetables or something, you know, for 7 days or however long I'm there. I wouldn't stop my life because of this. And so I think that just because, let's say you travel maybe 2 weeks out of the year, why would I not eat raw vegan because I can't eat raw vegan or perfectly 100% raw for 2 weeks out of the year? Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't really think that his points were all that valid. Now, I'm not disputing them or saying that they're not, that I don't respect him, because I think Frederick Patenaude is really intelligent, and I'm not cutting him down in any way. I just want to kind of tell you guys my thoughts on this, and I want you guys to know that I've been eating raw for almost 5 years. It is possible. I live in Oklahoma in the Midwest, surrounded by people that are totally not always on board with the way I eat, and I've managed to do this. I have not let people around me affect how I eat, and I know that I want this from the core of my being, so I do it. And I don't make excuses, you know? So that's my video. Thank you guys for watching. Check out Frederick Patenaude's videos. I actually really like his videos, and I find them very interesting. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!